Rockers, what's going on? Welcome to Today in Mortgage, where we try to make sense out of the mortgage news today. This is the show where we're taking clickbait headlines and trying to break down what's real, what's fake, and what you should be paying attention to. This is the news that your clients are seeing and listening to, and you should get ahead of it. All right, today I am your moderator, and I'm going by the name of Taylor Swift today because it's me. Hi, I'm the problem. It's me. Rich, I know that you're obviously a huge Taylor Swift fan, right?
And the problem.
That's right. And you got teenage girls at home, so I'm sure you've heard this, but that's a lyric from her most recent hit, Anti-Hero. And as I'm looking at news of the CIP and what's going on with everything that's, pushing up inflation and causing the Fed to raise rates, I'm looking at the issues are that people are still buying like they got free money in the pandemic. And I was looking at our own stuff and our own budget for the new year. And I feel like I'm the problem because we bought a house last year and we're just buying stuff on Amazon like every day. So if you guys have issue with the economy, have issue with the Fed, what you really have issue with is me. So I'm sorry. Like I said, my name's Taylor Swift, so you can send your hate mail to her. We're not talking about that today. Today, we have an article from Yahoo Finance with the headline, Real estate, U.S. homeowners have lost $2.3 trillion since June. Rich, what do you think about that headline?
I mean, it's going to get clicks.
That's right.
Well, it's silly. I mean, yes, of course, like some values are coming down in certain states. And on a previous episode, I mentioned sand states. So Arizona, California, Florida, and even some of the East Coast states, South Carolina, North Carolina, and that people want to be on the coast. And so when the demand is really high to be on the coast and there's limited inventory and properties, well, they get bid up. So you just see inflation. So, as close as we can get it in the housing industry, you're seeing that's what happened. People wanted them so badly that they bid up in order to buy. When things normalize, those values they come down. You can't see year over year increases of 20, 25% in appreciation without it coming down eventually. So that's just where we are. Like most states, they see normal appreciation. Even in a high demand situation, they're seeing normal appreciation.
Yeah, Rich, I mean, you said it there, but today I'm just going to do something a little bit different. I got a couple of fact or fiction statements for you, and I want you to respond to them out of this article. So fact or fiction, the total value of U.S. homes was $45.3 trillion at the end of 2022, down from a record high of $47.7 trillion in June. Fact or fiction?
I mean, it's fact.
It's fact, right? So that is a true statement that the article is making. This is data from Redfin. But second question, Rich, fact or fiction, these losses are actual realized losses for people?
Fiction.
Fiction.
I mean, unless you're selling your home, you're not experiencing the loss.
Right. If you bought a home 9 months ago at the peak, you're probably not turning around and selling that home at a loss right now, unless you have some extreme circumstance. So that loss that's happening isn't a realized loss. It's not something that you actually need to be worried about. You're probably not going to sell that home if you bought it in the last 9 months for another 3 to 5 years. And we've talked about demand in the past episodes. There are way more households being created than our houses to buy. So that demand, like Rich has talked about before, is still really high. So third question, Rich, fact or fiction, home values are much higher now than they were pre-pandemic.
Fact.
Fact, total fact. So yeah, you might have lost some value in your home over the last 9 months, but go back, 2 years, 3 years, you are making out like a bandit, right?
And, again, we've mentioned demand like we always do. The demand is not going away. So once the markets start to, and I'm talking about the interest rate market and the housing market, once it starts to normalize, we're going to start to see the increases again. That's just the way it goes.
If you're a first-time home buyer coming in, it might make sense for you to buy now because like we talked about, rates may go down in the future. They may go up. We don't know. We don't have a crystal ball. But one thing is more likely is that home values, like Rich had talked about earlier, is going to increase, even though we've seen a small dip in some places recently. And so rates are a little bit inconsequential compared to that home value over time can always refinance down if and when things do drop. So, Rich, another quote out of this article that we have is while some experts see Armageddon in the real estate market more broadly, others believe that the most challenging time for the market has passed, pointing to data that the market is showing signs of recovery. Now, Rich, with the caveat that, again, we don't have a crystal ball, we are making our best guesses here. What do you think about this? Are we in an Armageddon? Has it passed? Where are we at?
No, no. Yes, like the big rush for people to buy homes during the pandemic was for a lot of reasons. They don't want to live in condos. They don't want to live in high-rise apartments. They wanted to get out, and the remote work allowed for that to happen. They got to go from the Bay Area in California and move to Phoenix or move to Austin or move to Tennessee, Nashville, and that allowed that to happen, which only increased demand and drove prices up that way. But now we're normalizing. This is when true appreciation, true value comes into play. Right now, we're starting to see it. More listings for existing homes and new builds are being built, and the sellers are conceding. Get out there. Don't give up. Don't listen to this Armageddon stuff. You need to buy a home, get out there and get it done.
We're going to talk about how you as mortgage professionals, you as real estate agents can be talking to your buyers about this kind of news that they're seeing. But before we get to that, I've got a question for the audience. We're talking about home values dropping. And if you're like most of the industry, you've seen your business drop along the same trend line and that same timeline over the past 9 months. But believe it or not, 2023 is projected to be a growth year for purchases. But the competition is also harder than ever. So we've put together a cheat sheet for you that's 5 marketing must to help you get ahead while things are down. So to get your free copy, go to todayinmortgages.com/marketing. That's todayinmortgages.com/marketing. Go get your free guide, take action, and start marketing yourself better in 2023. So, Rich, before we rate today's article, if I'm a mortgage professional out there, if I'm a real estate agent and I have clients coming to me with questions like this, and they're so worried about the market and the price of their home falling, what do you say to them?
Refer them to your trusted mortgage advisor, preferably one with network funding.
That's right. Yeah. And I would say, especially looking at this, the trend line over the course of history is that homes are appreciating. If you're trying to make a buck and you're flipping a home and you need to do that in 9 months, maybe not the best time to do it. If you're looking to get your family into a home, more than likely you're going to see appreciation over time, and it's still a good investment. And like we talked about earlier, as those values go up, homes are only going to get more expensive. Rates could come down, rates go up, but it's never going to be as affordable as now. The best time to plant a tree is yesterday. The second best time is today, right? So, Rich, how are we going to rate this article?
I'm going to give it a 3.
3. Yeah. So 3 means build a grade. Hey, there's some good stuff in here that you can take away. But if you're just looking at the headline, I would give this a fixer upper for sure. But that's what we came out with today. Hey guys, thanks to everyone who tuned in out there. We hope we made news today in mortgage land make a little more sense. If you really like what you're hearing, please comment below the video or subscribe to this wherever you're listening. Make a comment and leave us your opinion, and we love to hear back from you. Hey, if you enjoyed Rich's expert analysis today, there is a Grow link below where you can learn more about how you can get advice like this every day in your inbox as part of the network. So, hey, again, thank you so much for joining today. Rich, any final words?
That's it. Get after it. That's it.
Put a fork in it. We're done. Hey, thank you so much, everybody. We'll see you next time on Today in Mortgages. Today in Mortgages is produced by Network Funding LP, which is an equal housing lender, NMLS 2297. The content of this program is meant to be a commentary on mortgage and real estate news, and any discussion of rates and/or products should not be taken as an individual mortgage or home buying advice or pricing estimates. And any commentary on this show should not be considered a promise to make a loan. All applicants for a loan must qualify, and you should consult a professional regarding your individual loan scenarios for your financial situation. Visit our website at nflp.com/licenses for all state licensing and other legal information.